actually see if this works. All right, hey guys, it's Neil. So figuring out the live stream on this. Hopefully the audio sounds quite nice. Let's do an actual test one real quick. Um, so if anybody could actually hear me in my naughty stuff, we have a viewer. At least it shows me one person. So hello. Um, hey, we do not want that. I have no idea. Um, Hold on, he can tell me. So if I go to this little participants little bar, it tells me who's here. Oh, I am here. That's who's the one person here. Okay, so last I checked, you can clip this to your thing. Okay, and then this. La 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 la. Not too loud. Um, Hope this ain't too loud. Um, my mom got a headset. Actually, let me try the other one. I think that might work a little better. Okay. This one.
So, we gonna talk about this? What?
Oh, I feel mighty special. Let's actually go. Let's actually go on YouTube real quick. If anybody shows up, hello. Um, Streaming for the most part. Don't know what the hell I'm gonna do. This is more or less for future plans. If I have the headset, it might not get in the way as much as this long a wire is. Um, I don't know. It depends. For the most comfortable at the moment, but it's comfortable. I could probably wear a hat to get a little bit more comfortability out of this to get all my damn long locks of black dyed hair out the way. So yeah, let me actually go on my live stream separate tab, see if that works. Um, Hopefully this one, either one of the two sounds better. Um, Hope it doesn't sound like actual crap. Oh, I farted. I'm bored. Edit video? I didn't know I could edit video.
I'm not here to fight. I thought about what you said. You're right. Metatron
Let's see if my comments is working.
something
Hello
trust you
to
more,
you.
because I can give it to you. I know where Metatron is. I know everything.
Let's take it a minute.
I know the bombers.
2 viewers as of
They
right
were
now.
his agents, not yours.
Pop out chat. That would be
You don't trust
fantastic.
me. Fine, I understand. I've made mistakes.
Show chat.
But haven't you?
Okay.
Haven't we all?
Toggle timeout.
At least give me a chance.
Okay, I look like a creep. Toggle timeout. No idea what I'm doing. I think it's just two of the Neo Seekers. Oh, I was hoping somebody.
If you take up right the time this one, guys, something's wrong. Until we figure out what, this is where you have to stay.
I guess I'm gonna stream it if somebody actually at least watches this as far as it is.
You lost your info. And you never
I'll
had a lot of
say something important, but other than that, it should be fine.
bitch.
Besides me watching TV right now, I'm currently working on. What am I working on?
Hey, guys.
What am I working on? I'm working on a demolisher project integration kind of thing. I'm hoping to have that done relatively in the future.
Drill says it help us shoot.
I have a knockout project.
That's more than the train.
Yeah, you know the knockout. Um, future. You know this. Um, the Dart Zone Pro, DZP kind of thing. How far have I come on that? I'm gonna pause myself because it's gonna drive me ever loving crazy. So break as much as I want to identify that. So not the best picture in sight, but there's mostly texture on this. But this is a smooth surface for the most part. Uh, this is 400. This is probably about 220-ish, 180 between those two grits. So all I got to do on this side technically is just sand this up to about the 400, and then everything's probably about level. Um, what I'm going to try to do is I'm going to try a different approach to the painting. Maybe the paint will come out a little bit better with me going slow on this. I'm going to add a primer, kind of like the paint and then sand, paint and then sand to even out the surface. Because again, I want this to be really really nice. I think I have a name for it picked out. Don't quote me on that though. But other than that, this is gonna get really jazzed up. I mean, thinking internal wise, um, oh no, I'm gonna leave everything alone for stock moments. But in the future, as I go to college and school for what I actually want to do to this thing, I want to be able to do it self. Um, I want metal, not complete metal internals into this thing, but I want a metal bolt sled. I'm gonna redesign the chamber piece that sits right about here that actually chambers the dart and connects itself to the better. I'm gonna design that with threaded barrels in mind, so then I can just modularity on this. So that will be that thing. I might come in with a if I find a barrel length about right and it's a little longer than this, I might add an extension onto here with an additional scar and all that, and I will design that myself, of course, because what makes you think I'm going to go with someone else's thing? Um, for the plunger rod, I know the lighter it is, but the more lighter is always better because the lighter, the faster it goes. In my head, now if I'm wrong, correct me, because I rather be corrected and wrong than speaking out my ass. Um, um, I think a solid piece of carbon fiber, a block of carbon fiber, machined or carved down to a specs of just the exact copy of the Dart Zone Pro plunger rod would probably give me faster, maybe, maybe slider implements performance. And then something I also really want to do is I want to make a spacer. It's possible. I think it is. Um, I want to be able to use this with retaliator springs. So if I want to decrease the power, all I got to do is swap out the barrel, put in a shorter one, thread it in, and then throw in a retaliator string, and hopefully have 130 performance. Just more or less accuracy over than power. Um, especially with the Dart Zone Pro darts, because I'm a big fan of those. While still maintaining the option to have full length and half length capability. I haven't fulfilled the reason to use half lengths just yet. Maybe competitively, as you know, Zer uses limited ammo, like in the front port tour season. I think they can only have like so many rounds and so many magazines. Uh, you know. Okay, but I don't really want to dull this up in my version. Um, so I'm gonna design a few things. Something I really, if you're not aware, is I'm gonna make. I like stocks, especially ones that will fit me comfortably, and it's really hard to find a stock that will fit me excessively. Even though it's gonna be like the stock's going to be pretty freaking long on this. It's going to fit me quite well. It's going to match my body type magically. This handle right here is perfect. I'm not going to touch the handle. Um, the stock, I'm gonna make a stock in a fashion of a thumb hole stock, so it's gonna get connected down here. And I think the way I'm gonna do that is that there is some internal supports that I think I can just honestly just have it match up with this bottom angle right here. So it's going to screw in maybe right here, if not right here, but I'm thinking like right here. So just screw with an internal nut, just a little nut that I can just take a little bit of that wall out, put a nut in there, align a hole that matches up perfectly. And hopefully, maybe if I'm honestly uh, patient enough, I can have it go with the out. Whenever it fits over, it can fit over this line, and then this is secondary bevel line up on top. It'll match up with that, so then the grip will be somewhat flush to it and um, somewhat actually in lines of this. I think the top might be a little bit a little bit more challenging on how I want to approach it. Because Naptown Nerf, when in his review, he mentioned like how he's not a big fan of how they just cut this off and then added a tube. Essentially, it just doesn't blend in. So what I want to do is I want to kind of maybe extend the blockiness, if not minimize it down, kind of thing. So it's not too bad. But like I said, I think a block stock and then kind of might be a little chunky for this, but we'll figure it out. Worst case, I can always go with the bevel, like the existing lines on here and the dimensions, like the bevel down kind of swoops down, and then this line kind of right up here, I can connect it right here and then just have it shrink up into here, which might look actually somewhat decently, and then I can design the butt stock and all that. Um, that's how I think I'm gonna do that. I think I'm gonna do that personally. One that I might release is a version that still allows you to essentially it's a two piece like I think it's Devil's Z Nerfworks how he made his Masada stock for the strife that fits um on a worker buffer tube. I might design one in the same sense of it working on here, where it still collapses. Something I also wanted to take a couple of considerations is a couple of the upgrades that I'm also going just little tiny tweaks I'm gonna do to this. So I know it's out there. It's on Thingiverse, but it's a stop bracket that fits into here on this between these notches to give it a little bit more the actual notch of the stock to have a little bit more surface area and to lock into. I've experienced this on my other Dart Zone Pro, where if I put another stock on there besides the other one with a stop block, it doesn't take much force to just slam that crap down without locking it down. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to, I think ABS possibly, if not, yeah, probably, but probably ABS or something really nice back here. Maybe aluminum or some metal just to be fancy. Not make those notches out and then make it still where I can glue it to one half of each side shell and then still split apart, make it look fancy. um That's something I'm going to be doing that there to tweak that. This magazine well, I'm going to tweak it. Now, a day experience. Now, if you don't know this and you have one, the magazine well is a little bigger. It's a few. It could be dialed in just a little bit better. So what I did was my second one is I just put electrical tape on both sides. These main this the main 4 parts of contact, which is this one, this point, and then the back 2 points. So both all 4 sides. So left, right, front. I think what I did was these 2 points end up getting 2 points. They end up all getting like just 2 pieces of electrical tape, and it seemed to do it just right where it didn't have it eliminated as much, like probably about out of the 95% of wobble that there is, it probably eliminated probably about 80%. So it was a big improvement over that. So that's something I might do, and might just put some putty work in. If not, maybe the paint would I'll sand these down, and then whatever, add a thick coat of paint on the inside of this just to make sure all my lines are thing. I'll mainly focus out on my magazine well, and hopefully it'll be thickened enough where I can just sand it down and really dial it in. That's what I'm really going to focus right on here. Externally, I'm still going to focus on this magazine well. I filled that in kind of ish, and that's probably all I'm going to focus on both sides. Something I also need to really focus on is on my level search, just to make sure these high areas. I've taken down these little trapezoids that are right about here. Taking that down, then there's a Dart Zone Pro label right here. I'm going to take that off. So that's what I'm going to do up here. I think I'm going to do my original color scheme for this out. I'm not entirely sure yet. I'm thinking like gray and green. Not totally gray, but a little bit of gray, a little bit of green, a little bit of this, a little bit of that. Since